Hello.
Hi, Srijesh. This is Rajesh from Mphasis.
Yeah, hi.
Hi, Srijesh. So, you are comfortable or you want to...
Yeah. Comfortable, fine.
Yeah. So, Srijesh, you are a full stack developer, right? I mean, you are using Angular 5 and Java in the backend.
Yeah.
So, how comfortable you are in Angular?
Angular 5, I have started working last 1 year.
Okay.
Before that, I was working in other UI technologies. But I am not a UI guy, but I am basically a Java developer. Java. But I have started working in UI last 3 years.
Yeah. Got it.
Yeah.
So, Srijesh, can you please a little bit introduce yourself with the roles and day-to-day work you do? In your current project.
Yeah, my current thing actually I am handling 6 projects. Out of that, 5 are maintenance project, which are one is a Sony Latin American website. There are 17 websites. So some work will come over there, and other are some small application, internal applications. And one development project that I am really coding, that is with Angular and Spring Boot REST. That is a SPT application. That means it's an Italian language. That is an asset management system, basically. It was written already there, but now they are converting into the latest technology.
Okay.
So these are the things which I am looking into.
Okay. So basically you follow Agile or...
No, we don't follow Agile.
Okay.
Yeah.
So basically you get requirement at once and you divide among yourself and then you...
Yeah, because this is an already existing application, so we only deciding what we need to every month we will analyze till what we reached.
How do you report to your client?
Hello?
The business. Yeah.
No, I am working in the client location itself. Sony India Software, I am working in the client location only in Bangalore.
Okay.
So we collectively decide what things we need to do.
Okay, Srijesh. So basically what I will do is I will start the technical discussion from core Java.
Okay.
And then we will have a little bit of REST service, Spring Boot, and microservices if you have worked.
Microservices I haven't worked yet.
Okay, so have you ever used a Spring Boot?
Yeah, Spring Boot I have used.
Okay. So we will discuss only a Spring Boot.
Yeah.
And hibernate little bit.
Yeah.
And then I will a little bit discuss DevOps. You have any exposure
DevOps?
On DevOps?
We have a separate team to handle that.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. And then we will have a discussion on UI because you are not much into UI, so I will just take it up as last priority.
Okay.
So Srijesh, I just want to know the OOPS concept. The encapsulation and abstraction concept. How do you define that and how you implement those in your current project?
Encapsulation is we are hiding in the implementations and we are exposing only the methods.
Okay.
So that is the encapsulation in the polymorphism. Encapsulation, the word means we don't basically expose all the implementation and logic, and we just give only the method to call.
Okay, and what is abstraction then?
Abstraction... I'm not sure. It is using the abstract class or interface we can do the abstraction.
Yeah. No issues.
Yeah.
So do you have any idea about inheritance and...
Yeah. Yeah.
Explain inheritance and composition.
Inheritance is an easier relationship where one class inherits from another class. Whereas a composition is a has a relationship, whereas one class having an object inside a class. Hello. And this composition is loosely coupled, whereas inheritance is tightly coupled.
Okay. So how do you take advantage of inheritance? Any keyword? How do you
inheritance extends?
Yeah.
We can extend one class. Yeah.
Okay. And for composition, what do you do?
Composition, we can have a private one more. We can define one more class in the main class, and we can have a setter or constructor injection.
Okay.
Because one class having a subclass, another class inside, the object of the another class inside.
Okay. Yeah, Srijesh, do you have any idea about immutability? When you...
Yeah, immutable is, there is a string class is an immutable class, which is a final class with no setter method and one constructor final. So the private public constructor, but so we need to initialize the...
No, 1 minute please, Srijesh. Actually, you used 3 words actually here.
No, constructor is public.
Final
class. It is having a final class, final instance
and
variable.
Can't you have a private constructor?
Yeah, we can have a private constructor also. No problem.
Okay.
But in the
what is the meaning of... what is the meaning of having private constructor then?
Means we cannot instantiate it from another class.
Okay. And what is the meaning of being a final class?
Means we cannot extend that class and we cannot modify it, basically.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
So immutable class means we cannot modify it later on. So we won't allow that. That is why I told this should be final.
Okay. So you said a string is an immutable class.
Yeah.
And what if I want to modify a string? Suppose I have declared a string as equal to Srijesh, and I want to make it Rajesh at later point of time. So would I be able to do that, or?
You will not be able to do that on the same, because when we create a string, it goes to a string pool. So if you again point to that, it will again create Rajesh in the string pool.
Okay. So what about the previous assigned value, Srijesh?
It will be there in the pool.
And who will be referencing it?
If some other variable again goes there, it will reference that.
Some other variable means what? Suppose I have done a string s equal to Srijesh.
Yeah. Then you make s equal to Rajesh.
Yeah, then I made s equal to Rajesh.
Yeah.
Then who will be holding Srijesh now?
Nobody will be it is created in the string pool. Correct. Yeah, nobody is holding.
It will be there in the string pool, but no variable will be.
Correct.
Okay, Srijesh. So, Srijesh, you have used thread?
I used recently. I haven't used long back. I used.
Yeah. So, do you have any idea? What is why threads are used and?
Threads are used if we want to process something parallelly. We have to use thread.
Okay.
Otherwise, there is because to make the execution faster.
Okay.
Yeah, if we want to process some task parallelly to make it faster.
How do you create a thread?
Yeah, we can implement runnable or extend the thread class.
So what is the difference between these two?
No, the thing is that if we extend that, then it is difficult, right? Sometimes we can't extend two things together. So, and usually we go for implements runnable.
Okay. Suppose I have declared one class, class A, which implements runnable.
Okay.
Okay, and I have a run method inside it.
Okay.
But still it is a class, right? I mean, how do you make it as a thread? I mean, how do you run that thread which has that runnable implement?
Runnable or implementing that run method. So if we create t.start, that run method will be called.
T.start, what is T?
No. For example, if we create that instance of a class with that my thread t equal to new thread, t.start. Hello?
Okay.
So if a class my thread implements runnable, okay, then my thread t equal to new my thread and then t.start, then run method will be called.
Okay. So, have you used any time, synchronized block?
Yeah. Synchronized have used.
So, what is it and why we use it?
No, that is to prevent the multi-thread access in one method or some blocks.
Okay.
So that it
method
should.
Okay.
It can be used in method or it can be used in some block also. If you use it in method, it will be sometimes performance problem. So it can be used in blocks as well, where multi-thread can cause that problem.
Okay, so how do you manage, you said to avoid multiple thread access. How do you avoid the multiple thread accessing to, suppose one thread is entered into synchronized block and it acquired the lock and done with the processing. How will you notify the other thread that, okay, I am done, you can now occupy this resource?
There is a method, right, in object class t dot notify. Yeah.
Yes.
We should use that method.
Okay. Yeah. So, have you used executor services and?
Yeah, I remember. Sometimes I used the executor service to execute a thread. Yeah. But I don't remember I used that.
Okay, so have you ever used scheduler?
Scheduler means in our program there are multiple schedulers running which are configured in the units. That is unit scheduler.
Okay.
We have used to schedule.
How do you schedule? How do you schedule a job?
No,
suppose I need to schedule a job. Every 1 hour it should run, or every 1 day.
We need to pass that regular expression in that /etc/ I forgot that file name. In that we need to mention this.
No, I am asking about from the Java perspective. How do you schedule
No, using quad scheduler also we can schedule in Java.
Using quad
scheduler, yeah.
So it is inside a Java package or third?
No. It's a third-party package, quads.
Okay.
That also we have used, but later on we moved that to the unit scheduler. We are relying on unit scheduler itself. Initially, we were using quad scheduler.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, so have you used collections in your project?
Yeah.
So, which type of collections did you use?
Yeah, array list, linked list, maps, set, etc. Yeah.
Can you please, tell me what is array list and why do you use that?
No, array list is a growable array. It is used to store arrays of objects. So we can be accessed and we can display it in the UI fast. We can
UI.
No, for example, I am saying usually nowadays in UI, all the UI using JSON, so it won't come into picture at all. But long back in JSP pages in for loop, we are iterating our loops.
Okay.
So to iterate our objects array list is much faster. Basically, it is a growable array in Java.
Okay. And what is linked list?
Linked list, one is linked to another using the next. So the thing is that when we want to remove or an object or add to a specified position, it will be much more better, linked list.
Why so?
Because it is holding the pointer to the next element.
Okay.
So we can easily go to a place and insert one element over there, or we can remove from there.
Okay.
So and for that purpose,
what happens
list
after
is
suppose suppose I have a linked list of 5 elements, and I want to just remove the third element.
Okay.
Okay. So what happens after removing the third element?
Yeah, it will shrink to 4, 0, 1, 2, 3, like that. 4.
No, I am just asking you, suppose I break something, right? If I have removed third element.
Okay.
And I break the link, right? I mean, third was referring to 4, 2 was referring to 3, but I removed that link. So how do you connect 2 to 4? Now you need to connect 2 to 4, right?
Yeah.
So how does that happen?
That logic I don't know, but to do that.
Okay. No issues. Yeah, actually, I mean, a linked list does it by itself.
But that internal in C long back we did while we are studying, but we do C programming, right? There we do this, but I forgot that logic now.
Okay, no issues, serious. So hashmap, I mean, in which scenario did you use hashmap?
When we want to store key value pairs.
Okay. So when you wanted to store a key value pair in your project?
Many times we have maybe during
Can you please explain? Yeah.
Maybe during startup we want to put something in memory, okay, so that it can be used multiple times with some, so that that is one scenario. We will read some objects. We create some objects from table values and we will make it as a key value pair. Hello?
Yeah, sir, yes.
That is one. Yeah.
Okay.
That is one scenario. Did that?
Yeah. Apart from hashmap, did you use any other hashmap implementation like hash table or?
Yeah, hash table I used long back when there was no in old Java. I used the hash table.
Okay.
So it was fully synchronized. All the methods are synchronized in hash table, and it is performance-wise very slow.
Okay.
Whereas hashmap, it's not synchronized, so it is very faster.
Okay. Okay. Yeah. So I am done with the core Java part.
Okay.
So coming to the Spring Hibernate and Spring Boot.
Okay.
So can you please, explain me a little bit, from the starting how your dispatcher servlet works? I mean, when you...
Dispatcher servlet. No, initially we need to configure all these things in the web.html file, our the request class mapping and all.
What I am trying to ask you is, suppose I have a UI call. I have just requested something from UI.
Yeah, is that a JSP UI or HTML or what is that?
From the JS file or TS file, whatever you use.
JavaScript file.
Yeah.
Okay.
I just call a HTTP GET or POST method.
Okay, fine.
With a specific URL. can you please explain me, I mean, what happens in background, I mean, step by step, what happens first and then how you have configured all those things to get data and then respond back to client. I mean, whatever.
Yeah, if it is a RESTful web services using Spring Boot, there is no need of configuration.
Okay.
Hello. The thing is that we need a REST controller, which is annotated with a class annotated with REST controller.
Fine.
And we need to have a method, and that method will have request mapping, and there we will specify the URL. If you want to get some employees, okay, so / employees will be the URL.
Okay. And so that is the method where you try to get a URL. So inside the controller, what you do then?
No, inside the
how do you get the employer? How do you get the employee details?
There we need to inject the service. At the rate AutoWad, we need to inject service over there. And in the service, it should again inject a repository, JPA repository. Okay. So JPA repository will give that, and through service, we will access that from the controller. Okay. So suppose I have a scenario where the JPA repositories are provided method like find by ID. You want to write our own or? Yes. I want to write our own custom query. Yeah, we can write our own custom query using query tag. At the rate query, we can use that. Okay. So where do you do that? Inside service or? No, it's inside repository. When we extend that JPA repository, in that we can have at the rate query above the method, and we can write our own custom query. For example, for sorting or something, we can have sort employee from employee where condition sort by name or something we can mention. In that repository, that query, at the rate query notation, we can mention that. Okay. Yes. So basically, suppose when you declare entity table. Okay. And you have many relationships like many to one to many. Suppose a person can have two address. Okay. Right, and you have an address entity. And inside the employee, you want to have those relationships. So how do you configure those relationships? I haven't done those things in JPA. Usually I handle with one query only. If he wants to fetch from multiple tables and all. Okay. I use normally the joins or something which are much faster. How do you use joins? No, if you want to combine multiple tables, have to use joins, right? Yes, but suppose what I asked you is, suppose an employee, we have one employee entity. Okay, and it has several fields like ID, employee ID, salary, this, that. And we have one entity called address. Okay. And one employee actually can have two addresses, one permanent address and one temporary address, current address. Okay. So how do you map these two entities? You cannot use join here, right? I mean, here we cannot use join in this scenario. Yeah. So how will you configure this? This will be one to many, right? Yeah, one to many. So where you will configure this one to many? Inside entity only. Yeah. Basically, you have not done that, but I understand that. I just wanted to know the approach. I mean, it should be done inside entity only. Okay. Yeah.
Okay.
It's not like that. I have done this kind of 1-2 in Hibernate. I did long back. I do remember this. We can do it in Hibernate. We can do this in XML configuration, or we can use annotations and do that in the class itself.
Okay.
Yeah.
So, Srijesh, I mean, what kind of design patterns did you use in your project till date?
Design pattern, factory method, singleton pattern, then factory method I used, then builder also I used.
So what is this builder pattern?
That I think when we want to method dot, it should go like that. All right.
Okay. And what is this factory pattern?
A factory pattern is when we are requesting one object. So, no, if there is a super class or interface and there are multiple subclasses, so there will be a method which will create several objects based on the input. So based on our input, it will give the subclasses of that that interface.
And what is singleton?
Singleton means we can have only one object created in JVM. So to make that, so we can have a class with private constructor and public one get instance of method.
Okay.
And the better way is nowadays it is better to use enum so that we don't need to handle multiple scenarios of using that. Enum.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
So that is better approach. Otherwise, we need to handle multiple scenarios, cloning, lot of other issues related to that singleton thing. Synchronization, yeah. Then serialization, lot of issues will come in.
Okay. So what is serialization actually?
Serialization is converting the object to a stream and storing in the file system, or it can be passed through the network.
Okay.
Yeah.
So why do we need that?
We need to mention the class as a implement serializable so that it will be treated differently. So when we are writing it to a file, so that we can store that object and we can deserialize it back whenever required.
Okay. And what is cloning?
Cloning is making copy of one object.
How do we do that?
.clone, or we can call the method.
Okay, that is deep cloning or shallow cloning?
Don't know. Not sure. Yeah.
Okay, nice. Yeah, Srijesh, so I am done with this core Java part, I mean Java and backend part. So can we have a little bit discussion on Angular 5? I mean, what kind of work you have done till date in Angular? I just want to know.
Angular I have, we started from fresh only because started from the node, npm that installation, then created the project.
Okay.
Then there are multiple UIs, to form submission, display data. To display, I used AG Grid Angular, which is free, not commercial, and also
AG Grid.
Yeah, AG Grid. They have commercial also. In the normal AG Grid, we can display only 1,000 rows. Okay, if you want to more, they are asking us to have a commercial version.
Okay.
So these kind of things I have used.
Okay. So have you ever done any service call?
Yeah, I did. Yeah. I created this component and the service myself because we have multiple, around 10. Yeah.
Okay. So what did you do in the service? Suppose
No,
you have
in
created one service.
the service we will call the REST service. We will have a method which I will just write return that REST call. So the data will be returned to the component.
How does it return from service to component?
There is one observable. I forgot that syntax. Return this dot get then that URL. Also that localhost or whatever the URL is there, that we will configure in the environment.ts file. So based on that, it will get the data.
Okay.
So we can.
How does this component communication take place?
No, component is where we write our logic, and component and HTML. When we create that ngGC component name, it will automatically create that HTML component and that component. So we can write our UI things in the HTML file and our logic inside in the component class.
Okay.
So I felt it is a similar kind like a Spring framework where we can inject all these service into component like that. We can import that service.
Basically, you have not much worked on UI part.
No, I worked in Angular for last 1 year. I was working not regularly, but I used to work.
Okay. So, do you have any experience with styling? How do you manage styling?
Styling I don't do much styling and all because normally we get the styling from Sony team itself, UX that team. We just copy paste it in the CSS file or wherever required. Yeah,
Srijesh, one last question, Srijesh.
Yeah.
So in your whole career, what was the most difficult bug or defect you faced, and how did you resolve that?
Difficult bug?
Yeah, you must have fixed many defects or bug, right?
Yeah.
So what was one standout defect that you still remember, and can you please explain a bit about those things? How did you do that?
No, for me, I don't face that much issues till now. That is for sure, because only very long back we have faced some issues that is not related to any bug. That is related to somebody deleted the files from the repository. Okay, those kind of scenario caused some before deployment. These kind of issues came, but bugs and all, we normally fix that before going to release itself, if there are any. So.
Okay, Srijesh, so I am done with my part. Do you have any question for me?
No.
Okay, Srijesh. Thank you very much for your time.
Okay, thank you.
Thanks a lot. Thanks. Bye.